microphone this.
Can we get that on camera? Can we get, no?
No, he says absolutely not.
Spool! Give it to us, Spool! Get it on him! Get it on him! Give it to us! Spool! 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 Yes!
Welcome to the Totally Uninformed Gaming Show.
Cable TV's only surviving source of gaming journalism that you care about. I'm Kevin Pereira.
And I'm Olivia Munn. We are coming to you live from the G4 studios here in Los Angeles.
On the show today, Chris Gore teaches you how to completely ruin two pieces of perfectly fine clothing by combining them. The ESL gets even more seriouser about rampant drug use at its events.
Nintendo dropped the ban hammer on an employee for being on a podcast.
Uh-oh.
Guess the princess was in the unemployment line. Fallout Shelter is finally available for Android users.
Rocket League is now a spectator sport. Sorry, soccer, we like this better now. And Pornhub becomes the next big content platform. Oh man, this show has me so excited. I've got a platform in my pants right now.
That doesn't even make sense. All this and more, including Shibby's review on today's episode of the Totally Uninformed Gaming Show. But first, it's time to run down the top 5 things on the web.
We're going around the net.
Hashtag things not to bring to a funeral is trending as a hashtag. Hashtag advice for students this year is trending as a hashtag. Hashtag 5 years of One Direction is trending as a hashtag. There's probably a fail video somewhere. A metal band that dresses as Ned Flanders named Oakley Dokley is finding viral success, and then there's a photo of Tom Brady.
Wow, the internet sure is lame compared to 5 years ago. Hey guys, don't go anywhere because we still have a lot more ahead, and we have more gaming news than you can shake a stick at right after the break.
Need a little excitement in your life? Then grab the reins of a Crippled horse energy drink. How about a kick in the shit?
Kick in the shit.
Then go to Circle K and fucking get one. Hey, Poindexter, need a little suck in your dick? Then grab a Crippled horse energy drink. No, trust me, Poindexter, there ain't nothing angrier than a crippled horse.
Crippled horse.
She's gonna say yes every time. This drink is gonna fuck your shit, but don't take my word for it.
I was recently feeling down on my shit, so I went to Circle K and got one, and it fucked my shit. Oh, okay.
Oh, hell, but fuck yeah. That's Crippled Horse Energy Drink.
Crippled horse.
Fuck one.
Hey, we're back and ready to finally get into the news after 4 more segments and an out-of-place attempt at sketch comedy.
No, Brett, damn it, this is just too much. Let's just talk about game news like professional games journalists, because the people have a right to know this important news.
Fine. And what is widely considered the coolest thing to ever happen to gaming, leaked footage of Fallout 4 made its way onto one of the highest trafficked sites on the internet, Pornhub!
Now, okay, seeing the bleak landscape of a post-apocalyptic retro-futuristic Boston might be considered porn to some dorks out there, but not when you're browsing the site looking for the latest amateur MILF porn and come across this instead. So what happened?
Well, during Gamescom, some asshole decided that the exclusive footage they were seeing shouldn't be so exclusive, and decided to record the screen with his phone.
You can guess what happened next.
Moving on, in gaming drug scandal news, the ESL finally announced details of its anti-doping policy, and it's bad news for podheads.
Oh, and also people who cheat at video games by enhancing their skills through the use of stimulants. But this time we're talking about those harmless potheads.
Marijuana use is now banned!
Banned!
At all ESL esports events because it is also on the list of illegal substances they are using to define their new laws, those being the NADA and WADA lists.
They sound cute, like cute lists.
NADA.
So, man, fuck, dude, the man is trying to harsh my mellow, brah.
Okay, yeah, we here at T.U.G.S think marijuana use is pretty fucking harmless, but honestly, if you can't take 1 weekend off from loading your bowl with that sweet, sweet Mary Jane, then I think you have deeper addiction problems than you're willing to admit.
And anyways, don't blame us, blame Semphis, damn it. It's all his fault. Not only did he get Adderall banned, now you can't smoke the reefer at events either.
But speaking of people fucking up without even knowing it, meet Chris Pranger. He used to work for Nintendo as a localization editor.
It's basically a job where he translates and localizes software from Japanese to English and other languages. That's how Kotaku puts it. I had no idea.
He was promptly fired from Nintendo this week for appearing on a podcast called Part-Time Gamers, which just got a lot of attention and probably a lot of views off of the back of inadvertently getting someone fired. They must feel like utter shit.
Yeah, but even more, Nintendo should feel bad for crushing a man's soul because of a simple bunch of comments that he made on a podcast. According to all the reports that we read, it was pretty harmless stuff, and he even went so far as to defend Nintendo on a couple of the points.
But when the podcast started to get posted more and more on various blogs because of how unique it was to hear someone who works on the inside of a primarily secretive company talk openly and freely about topics people were interested in, trouble started brewing. And Nintendo eventually found out because it was everywhere, and rather than attempt to find a solution other than termination, just straight up fired Pranger.
Did he go on a podcast without permission from the company? Sure. Did he say things he would probably need to get approved from a PR rep? Sure. Did he regret doing it? Most definitely. But did he need to get fired over it? Okay, maybe.
Wow, that was a really depressing story, Ricky.
Now, you put it in the list, Brett. I didn't want to get depressed today. They didn't want to get depressed today. And now you've brought up a man losing his job.
Well, fuck me.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's talk about how Halo 5 is now a bunch of pussy bullshit! Fuck!
Yeah, that's right. The rumors you heard are true. Halo is no longer strictly for adults and will now officially be sold to children.
What kind of mad, sickening world do we live in where it is now okay for children to play Halo?
After 14 years of maintaining that highly sought after M rating, which literally stands for man, this game is fucking badass, on every single title and iteration in the Halo series, including Halo Wars, Halo 5 Guardians is just another in a long line of the pussification of America and is now rated a measly T for teen.
Yuck! Now, this is all despite the same game mechanics, weapons, and kills, so maybe it's just the ESRB turning into the MPAA and taking bribes from studios!
Maybe, I don't know, we're not saying it's true, we're just asking questions.
Just asking
we are
questions.
The Fox News of games journalism.
Megyn Kelly, right here!
Even on their page for the game, they say it contains blood, mild language, and violence. So who knows what the hell is going on? Maybe we're all just so used to the death and destruction of alien planets and life forms these days that we just can't take it seriously anymore. Also, by the way, as far as I can remember, the USA won a Dota tournament recently, but I don't really see this as a surprise because the USA is #1 at everything, including incarceration rate, obesity, divorce rate, teen pregnancy rate, student loan debt, and government debt. So take that, rest of the world.
We're #1! We're #1! Anyways, let's head over to Shibby, who's coming to us via satellite from Los Angeles, California. Shibby, take it away!
Arguably the indie game of the year, Rocket League just released its first paid DLC pack on the 13th. So far, I've put about 40 hours in the game, and I must say, the $3.99 Psyonix is asking was the easiest $4 spend of my entire life. God damn it. Rocket League is the type of game that is fast-paced, incredibly high skill ceiling, and controls well, as in, when you want to move in a certain direction, the car is responsive, unlike that shit movement system in The Witcher 3. What the Psyonix is doing the gaming community at large a great favor. You might be asking, but Shibby, how did they pay you for this gleaming review? Exactly $3.99, but that's beyond the point.
As disinterested in your review as everyone watching.
We got free content with this launch of this DLC, such as a new arena, spectator sport options, rank match updates, and my personal favorite, the ability to forfeit when you're shitting on the opposing team. Being a complete whore for skins and hats myself, I will gladly shell out $4 for cosmetics to look cooler than those PS4 console peasants. Overall, Rocket League is the best shit I've played all year, but the inability to destroy baby nerd Xbox players makes me extremely distraught, so I need to give this DLC an update, a 0 out of 10. Ah! Oh no! Oh no!
Shibby doesn't matter, nothing matters, life is meaningless, and we're all gonna die someday, so here's a review for Halo Wars.
1 star, very disappointed, not a first-person shooter game. Yet there's a lot of ways that you could have known that without buying the game.
Nope.
All right, guys, that's all we have time for today. It sure is hard to believe that this show is about an hour long every day. I need to thank my co-host, Morgan Webb, Sarah Lane, Jessica Chobot, Grace Helbig, Olivia Munn, Sarah Underwood, Allison Haslip, Candace Bailey, Brett Hundley. Thank you so much for joining us today. We'll see you guys never again because we're canceled.
Stay tuned for Cops, which is on for the next 72 hours straight!
Hello out there, everybody. Maybe I'm acting a little bit silly today. Well, that, my friends, is because I have wine. And no, I haven't been drinking it. Don't you worry about that. I will drink it later. I, for now, am selling a wonderful wine glass. This was one of my wife's most prized possessions. The wonderful thing about this wine glass is it has lines on it. It tells you exactly how much wine you're gonna wanna have for any given day. For instance, easy day. You have an easy day at the office, the glass says to you, hold up, wait a minute. slow down just a little bit. Maybe you don't need a whole glass today. Now, for those rough days, Monday, I'm looking at you, you can fill your glass up to the rough day line. That's a little bit more wine that's gonna make you feel just a little bit more sauced. Is that a word people use? That's a day when the boss piles a heap of work on you. That's a day that maybe someone, God forbid, makes hateful slurs toward you or your race. Maybe your boss made a pass at you at the water cooler, right? That is a rough day at the office, and that's gonna require just a little bit more wine because you're gonna wanna feel just a little bit more disconnected with reality at the end of that day. And then we have don't even ask, and this is my favorite line because that's a day that's so bad, don't even ask. You don't even want to know what happened, right? You don't want to live vicariously through me on those days. That's the day your car breaks down, you show up to the office late, you forgot about a big client, about a big meeting, and then everything goes wrong. Maybe your best friend stabbed you in the back. Why would you want to relive that, right? You fill your wine glass up to this line, you are very prominently displaying your lack of interest in discussing your day. That is what you get, ladies and gentlemen, with the don't even ask line. Then my wife would come in every day after work with a frumpy frown, wrinkled up dress, sad and mopey, the weight of the world on her hunchback shoulders. Just kidding. She was a very beautiful and elegant woman. But she would come in and I would greet her at the door with this wonderful wine glass filled up to the don't even ask line. And guess what? I didn't even ask. You can give this as a gift to anyone in your life who loves a good glass of wine. Buy this for yourself, buy this for your friends, buy this for your family, buy this for the aspiring alcoholic in your life. And of course, that is a joke. Now, ladies and gentlemen, believe it or not, I'm not gonna sell this for $30. I'm not gonna sell this for $20. I'm gonna let this go for 6 easy payments of $4. Hang on, my producer's talking to me. Whoa, wait a minute. We're gonna let this glass go for 1 easy payment of $4. Pull the trigger. Buy this right now.